Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Everybody in podcast land, and welcome to another sports podcast. I'm Joel Anderson.
I'm Jordan Pomaville.
And joining us as always is the sports outsider, Phil Ranta.
That's me. I'm outside.
He is way outside.
Yeah.
Ball 4, that's what we call him.
Take your base, Phil. Take your base.
Phil, catch any games this week?
Base. Take it. Has anyone ever done that? Done like a techno song called Take Your Base? That's like half baseball themed, then half all about like bass.
Oh, that's actually a
Take your base.
pretty stupendous idea on Phil's part.
I'm on board with this.
I've not seen any games this week now. Oh, wait, no. Before the Royal Rumble, there was a game going on, a Michigan basketball game.
There was a college basketball game.
And Michigan became number 1 for the first time since 1992.
Holy shit. That's for a sports outsider, that was a
Michigan,
dead-on factoid.
Did Michigan have a basketball team in 1992?
Records indicate they did not.
Yeah, I was just looking at the official record book, and I did not see any.
Did I get the date
games.
wrong? Because I could have sworn somebody at the party said that.
However, oddly enough, no records of games being played. However, Associated Press polls were not vacated, so it has them as a number 1 team.
That's a fair point. Absolutely. Number 1 team despite not playing any games that season.
Despite not
no
playing
wins.
any games,
It's weird.
I don't get it.
Well, I'll explain after the podcast.
Okay.
We'll get there, honey.
We'll
get there.
Don't
Joel,
worry.
but I want
to
to be at
about-
Disneyland now.
Nope. There's lots of traffic.
I'm excited.
All right, but it's a big week to be a sports outsider.
Good.
You know why that's, Phil?
Nope.
Well, we're podcasting from Radio Row in New Orleans, Louisiana.
It's a funeral.
Yep.
They play trumpets at funerals.
I know. They keep coming by while we're recording. Playing and then going, it's a funeral. We are trying to record a podcast here.
It's a funeral.
Hey, dickhead.
But we're here for the Super Bowl, Phil.
Yeah, I know. It's very exciting. It's Fat Tuesday every day.
Sure thing.
Sure.
And for you, the Super Bowl is KFC Day. Is that
It's
correct?
KFC Day, yes. Every year my family got KFC, and I was so excited. Little fat-faced Phil would shove fat chicken into his fat face.
Get fat grease on your little video game controller there.
That's my word.
All right.
You know, KFC really holds up. Every time I go to like McDonald's, I wind up eating the food and being crushingly like afterwards and being like, why did I do that? It was horrifically unhealthy and this food is just terrible.
Right.
KFC, I'm like, that was horrifically unhealthy, but that was really good.
Oh, our
Damn,
Super
am I
Bowl
satisfied.
coverage is brought to you by KFC.
Oh!
Feel the cluck in your mouth. I'm a turkey.
You mean a chicken?
Why?
What?
Why
you
was
mean
it
a chicken?
turkey?
He should be a chicken if it's KFC.
That's the drop they sent us. I don't know.
It was remarkably
The drop they
similar to
sent
the
us.
Mentos drop.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway, so it's the Super Bowl. It's Super Week.
Oh.
Yeah. You got the Baltimore Ravens at 13-6 playing the San Francisco 49ers at 13-4-1.
Is the Baltimore Ravens a new team?
New-ish. They used to be the Cleveland Browns. They moved to Baltimore, changed their name to the Baltimore
There's no
Ravens.
more Cleveland Browns.
No, there is. They came back. They got an expansion team. The city of Cleveland sued to keep the name Browns. The NFL promised them the next. You know, we'll talk about later.
Ay
hon.
caramba.
We can
This
tell
is
you after
all
the
really
podcast.
interesting
Yikes.
because the like one of the first times that any team like moved cities, and it was a huge deal, was when the Baltimore Colts moved to Indianapolis. So then, you know, the Browns moving to Baltimore, it was like it had all come full circle.
I'm confused.
Yeah, it's all right.
Well, anyway, end of the year, the Super Bowl coming up means one thing.
KFC.
Performance reviews.
Oh.
Yes.
Right? Roger Goodell's bosses are a bunch of cigar-chomping white guys who presumably say things like bully and good show during his evaluation. However, dude's got employees, too.
Yeah.
And what do they think about their boss's job?
I don't think they're
They
happy.
don't have a say because they're underlings.
Roger Goodell is unpopular with his employees.
No.
USA Today NFL player poll reported 61% of players disapprove of the job Roger Goodell is doing. Margin of error, plus minus 5%. Could be 56, could be 66. We're going to call it a wash and say they disapprove on the whole. Now, 39% approved, and they cited his role in making the NBA, MLB, and NHL his bitch.
Yeah.
They also said that being commissioner is a thankless job. Yes, a thankless $10 million a year job. If I were Roger Goodell, I might look at my paycheck every week, or pay stub, he probably has direct deposit, look off in the distance and say, you're welcome.
Here's the thing I gotta say, what are these players complaining about it? Is it just because Roger Goodell tried to lowball him in the collective bargaining prior to the season, and then he did that thing with the Saints where he tried to screw over several players even though he didn't really have evidence, and then he had to bring in Paul Tagliabue, and it was later revealed that he was just being a dick about the whole thing? Is that...
Players who disapprove cited the increase in fines for hits on defenseless players.
Oh, right, there's that too.
And the commissioner's role in the investigation and disciplinary action for the Saints' Bountygate thing. Okay. But Phil, Sports Outsider, would you disagree with fines for hits on defenseless players?
No, it's the buzzer beaters of football.
Yes. Thank you, Phil.
But I feel like the sentence is definitely worded in a way that has a bias towards, fines, hits on defenseless players. That sounds awful.
Yeah, if they're defenseless, you probably shouldn't be hitting them.
Right.
But on the other hand, if you're on that field, then you should be in a constant state of readiness.
I see. Phil gets it.
The Sports Outsider is tiptoeing closer to the sideline.
That, and they should call him Roger Baddell. He's doing he's doing a poor job. Roger Baddell.
It's like I said before the podcast. You're dribbling out. You're holding on to the ball. The shot clock's ticking down, and you're chucking up a long two.
Roger that, Jordan. Roger that.
You're only the worst part is I can't yell at Joel for it because you're doing puns.
Yep.
And I know Joel's laughter is genuine.
Yeah, it is.
All right. NFL spokesperson Greg Aiello responded to the poll, said...
Do it in an Italian voice because his last name's Aiello.
Absolutely not. He says Goodell has a tremendous respect for NFL players and always seeks their views. He values their input tremendously in working to make the game better.
And he's a vampire. He's working to make the game better. I want the fucking blood.
You pit me into doing this accent. Anyway, so we heard that. That, of course, is corporate speak for, do you not remember the type of coverage we received after Junior Seau's autopsy results came out? Of course you don't. Traumatic brain injuries have royally fucked up your memory. So how about you let me tackle the safety issue? Forgive the pun. Oh, right, you didn't catch it because your abstract thinking is also royally impaired. Sorry about that.
Wow. Jordan's passionate.
A lot of brain damaged football players. It's a thing.
Oh, yeah. I believe it.
It's a pretty bad thing. So that's basically it's one of these things where, and one of the Saints players recently actually said something like, football's not going to be around in 30 years. It reminded me of kind of like when Johnny Rotten was like, it was the end of rock and roll with the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Where he had a West Coast accent instead of a British one.
Yeah.
It's
the end of rock and roll with the Sex Pistols.
Like, fuck you. Football's going to be around in 30 years. The guy's point was that it's either going to be the game is too dangerous and they're going to kind of like take it down, or it's going to be so decimated by soft rules that fans will leave the sport in droves.
They're still watching the NBA.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's it.
Could not get a lot more watered down than they've made that product.
So that's Roger Goodell, mostly disapproved. But then again, most people hate their bosses, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I love my boss.
Okay.
Is that because your boss is you?
Well, I like to think that we're all the CEOs of our own career. You guys ever read business books?
No.
All the
they
time.
like to say that. You're the CEO of your own company.
Have you thought about reinventing yourself?
Yeah.
Those are business books for middle-aged people. Those are the ones I read.
I mean, everything in your life is an asset or a liability, Jordan. It's about collecting assets and letting go of the liabilities.
Goddamn right.
That's the same speech you gave me when you told me to move out.
Joel, you're a liability in every sense of the word. You're dangerous. You're costly.
All of these things are true.
Cold weather Super Bowls are retarded, thinks everyone and Joe Flacco. While he later recanted, citing his work with the Special Olympics, Joe Flacco called having a cold weather Super Bowl retarded, to which everyone in America responded, yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Next year's Super Bowl, as you know, will be played at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey, where the average temperature in February, 24 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and say I am pro cold Super Bowl. Have been for a long time. I think football played outdoors in inclement cold weather is what the sport's all about.
I like
The Ice
warm
Bowl of
Super Bowls.
1967.
I wanted to all be played in Hawaii with little hula girls on the side, and
You know
then
what they
everybody's
play in
like,
Hawaii?
"Hey, we're gonna drink out of a pineapple."
You're describing the Pro Bowl, and nobody likes the Pro Bowl.
Why? It's the best. It's all the best people coming together. and
Say,
playing.
Phil, are you excited to watch the Pro Bowl this year?
Sure.
Nope, already happened.
Oh,
Yeah, that's right. You were so excited.
no, I just like Hawaii. I'm a fan of the
Yeah.
state.
Now, here's the thing. I think as a podcast, we don't mind, football being played in the elements, but I think
Yeah.
we all wonder aloud, would Chicago, Seattle, Cleveland, Cincinnati, Green Bay, Denver, Kansas City, Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, Foxborough, Baltimore, and Washington, D.C. be awarded the same treatment as a New York property?
Nope, absolutely not.
Not
and
even
that's-
Detroit, but Detroit gets everything they want.
Detroit is a dome.
It was covered.
Ah.
They've had it in Indianapolis. They've had it in Detroit. But I think there's a lot of skepticism that maybe this was awarded just because it was in New York. And they could very much easily afterwards going, well, we're never going to do that again.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
And they probably will. Tell you, Green Bay, the cathedral of pro football as we know it.
That would be an amazing Super
Lambeau
Bowl.
Field, amazing Super Bowl. It's never going to happen.
Lambeau Trophy at Lambeau Field.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
Wrigley
that be
Field.
something?
That's in Chicago.
And
Where
they
they
play
play
baseball there.
That's
so.
cool. That would be a cool
They
place
they
to
used
have
to
it.
play football there, though.
Not going to disagree with that.
I'm just trying to keep up with.
I think the
you
Bears
guys.
played
Leave
there
me
in like the
alone.
20s.
Did they?
They did.
they
They did.
did,
The
yeah.
Bears played there for a while.
Drinking their old style beer, eating their Chicago dogs with the jalapeno
Probably-
peppers on it.
There's
or-
no jalapeno peppers in Chicago dogs.
what kind of peppers are they?
A bunch of ones that don't look of this earth. The
Yeah.
colors on Chicago hot dogs.
The
look
relish
fake.
is neon green.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's like Marciano chairs,
maraschino.
Yeah, I don't like those because I feel like they're plastic.
And then they're bad for you.
I feel like the same way about some of the peppers on Chicago dogs. I'm like, that's
Oh,
not real.
but-
Yeah.
Chicago's got the best hot dogs, hand down.
I disagree. Give me a
Okay.
Coney
All
dog
right.
any day.
All right.
Anyway, what do we got in the show today?
Let's see what is on the docket. We have an interview. Super Bowl, one of the biggest gambling games of the entire
absolutely,
year.
yeah.
Gambling, obviously very popular in America. So we have our resident gambling expert, Shawn the Greek.
And I understand now it's a lot of people bet on the game over under. They bet the points, the spread.
Yeah.
There's also a lot of weird prop bets that people in the media always talk about this time of year. And I understand.
Shawn is going to talk just about any number of different prop bets. So I'm eager to hear what he's got for us.
His name
this
is
year.
Shawn, and he's Greek.
I
That's a
don't
weird
know
name
if he's
for a
Greek.
Usually, it's like Stromblopoulos.
You take it easy, or we're sending you for burritos.
But I'm okay. I'll be good.
Yeah, that's right.
I like gambling.
All right, we're also going to do Phil, do we have a weird sport?
You're goddamn right we do, and it's Super Bowl themed. Are you ready for some football? KFC Day. Feel the cluck in your mouth. Turkey.
Such a weird drop.
Also, we have we're going to do one of those Baltimore versus San Francisco.
Yes.
One of those city comparison things. There's a lot of infographics. This is not an infographic. This is a audio graph.
I gotta say,
for your mind.
Mind graphics. It's a mind graphic. I like that.
All right. So should we get started then?
yeah, let's kick it off.
All right. This is exciting, Phil.
Yep.
You are a sports outsider.
But I'm a gambling fan.
You are a gambling man.
Oh, I love to play the blackjacks and the craps and Pai Gow.
Yeah, you like the baccarat as well?
Oh, I love Burt Baccarat. He's a good deep voice singer, that guy.
And your favorite store in the mall.
Yeah.
Let's now go. We'd like to welcome Shawn the Greek to the studio.
Hey there, how you doing, guys?
Hey, Shawn, how's it going?
Shawn the Greek,
Shawn the Greek.
here to talk to you about gambling. Biggest gambling day of the year, Super Bowl Sunday.
Now, pardon me, but Shawn, you don't really look Greek. Is Shawn not a really Greek name?
I am not Greek. I am not Greek at
Oh.
all. None of my ancestors were Greek.
What?
Going back thousands of years.
Are you only called the Greek because you're bankrupt?
Oh!
I,
It's a Greece topical joke.
I
Very
am
topical.
bankrupt.
Save it
Yes.
for top story, Phil.
I will.
But I just, I call myself Shawn the Greek because other gamblers are somebody the Greek, Jimmy the Greek, Nick the Greek. I wanted to fit in.
Oh, okay, that's
good.
reasonable. So you said you were bankrupt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, I have scraped together enough money to place some bets on the Super Bowl this year, which I intend to pay off my existing debts with. I did lose, I lost everything a few months ago, betting betting on some stuff. So
What'd you bet on?
What'd you bet on?
it was a dolphin racetrack.
Dolphin racetrack.
Whoa,
Dolphin racetrack.
Track implies there's running going on. Dolphins.
Nope, it's dolphins swimming in circles. And
SeaWorld.
like that, but they should be racing. Unfortunately, my dolphin was particularly good at tricks in the sense that it was doing them during the race.
Oh, well, you
But
should.
it was I thought I was getting great odds, but I realized only afterwards that I had no idea how to handicap dolphins.
Well,
I know how to handicap dolphins. Break their tails.
you know,
that's-
you can actually just rebuild that tail and attach it.
Oh,
It'll be a
it's like
heartwarming
the
story for the
dolphin's
whole fam.
tail.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, see, I had seen that movie, and that's why I thought maybe I could bet in the dolphin
oh, man,
with the bad
you've got
tail.
a gambling problem. You should call somebody.
Okay, but seriously, though, how are you? What are you going to do? What are some of the bets you're looking at for the Super Bowl to make some of this money back?
Okay, I got some good ones here. Okay, so you know, I like to bet some of the outside stuff. I feel like the more obvious bets you get a lot of action on. You got to step outside there to find the really good odds, because that's what gambling's about, finding the really good odds. So, for instance, how long will it take Alicia Keys to sing the national anthem? Over under 2 minutes and 15 seconds.
I'll take that action.
Yeah,
That's something I understand.
Clearly an over. Clearly an over. R&B singer, she's going to do all sorts of arpeggios and crap.
Oh.
I say this thing clocks in at 3 minutes even.
I think that it's
Oh,
well
wow.
rehearsed. I would go under.
Shawn the Greek says over.
Okay.
I would go back and look at some of the tape of her singing the national anthem at NBA and MLB games and time that, and like kind of go to the tape.
That's kind of cheating. That's not in the spirit of the competition.
Hey, it's all in the spirit of the competition. Now, betting on the coin toss. I've got it on good authority that it's going to be tails.
Yeah?
Hey, there you go.
Really?
Bet tails.
You
Yeah?
always bet tails.
Okay.
Have you ever seen Passenger 57? When
No.
Wesley Snipes goes, "You ever play roulette? Here's a tip. Always bet on tails." Remember that?
That wasn't quite the line. More on that one a little bit later, though.
Okay.
There's another wrinkle to that. Color of the Gatorade dumped on the winning coach.
lemon lime.
What? You can bet on this.
Absolutely. $100. $100 wins $200 if it's clear.
Well, it's clear. It's probably not Gatorade. It's probably water.
That's a fair point. I'm gonna go back to the books on that one.
Well, I don't know.
Orange
That might be
plus
the
250.
lemonade. The lemonade's now kind of cloudy clear, right?
Has nothing for cloudy.
Okay.
Yellow plus 250, blue plus 700, green plus 700, red plus 700. I'm betting the red at plus 700.
Whoa! When have you ever seen red Gatorade dumped on
It's
somebody?
around.
It stains.
It's all over the place.
You always do the yellow Gatorade.
We just saw it at the national championship game. Nick
Absolutely.
Saban was covered in red Gatorade.
That's a
And
bad
again,
Shawn the
choice.
Greek's
more
got a point.
importantly, it's paying 7-1. That's the thing, Philly. You pay attention to the odds.
Just Phil is fine.
Philly.
he goes
No.
by Philly a lot.
It's
in
about
gambling
the odds.
circles.
If you call me Philly, I would prefer you call me Motown Philly, and then say that I'm back again.
Motown Philly it is.
Okay, I like that.
All right. So what else other than Gatorade? Is there anything closer to the game that you can give me?
Okay, that I do. Now, don't be telling anybody this.
Don't worry. Nobody listens to this podcast.
Yeah, but I have an inside source in the Harbaugh family that tells me Jim is very excited about this game.
Why wouldn't he be? It's the Super
He
Bowl.
is raring to go. So excited that I have actually put down $100 at 500 to 1 odds that Jim Harbaugh suits up and gets into the game on Sunday.
Yeah, I mean, he played for the Bears in the late 80s, early 90s.
He did.
Because
The
he was
man
in
has
Tecmo Super
experience at the position of quarterback, and
But he's been out of the game for years.
Bowl. And he wasn't great in Tecmo Super Bowl either. His
listen,
stats
it's
weren't
an
good.
outside chance, but at 500 to 1, Jordo, you got to consider it. And what I could point out to you, first of all, Jim will be at the game and on the sidelines.
Correct.
Yeah.
Very small portion of people are going to do that. And B, Colin Kaepernick is a running quarterback. Very good chance that he goes down. If he goes down, Jim's going in.
That's I
Not
don't think
Alex
that's
Smith.
True.
Not Alex Smith. Would not go.
I have it. I'm not going to reveal my source. It's a person that I know who is close to the Harbaugh family.
All right,
Is it the
all
other
right.
Harbaugh? Is it the
More
other Harbaugh?
importantly, 500 to 1. The odds are 500 to 1.
All
You
right,
shouldn't
what's
take
next?
bets
What's
just
next?
because they're
I don't-
outside odds. You should take bets that aren't outside odds.
You get value when you bet the odds.
All right,
Philly.
you're gambling wrong.
All right, what's give me something else.
Motown
I'm
Philly.
not buying this one. Go,
Okay,
what's next?
all right, fine. So the halftime show.
Right.
People like to bet in the halftime show. For instance,
People bet in the halftime show?
absolutely, some people, it's Beyonce Knowles.
All right.
Very attractive lady.
I like her.
Her husband is this fella Jay's.
Jay-Z.
Whatever you want to call him.
There's a dash in there.
Yeah.
Jay's is going to be appearing at the halftime show. They're saying a 60% chance he does that. So you can bet whether or not Jay's comes out.
Well, 60%, I would say yes, right?
I would go for that bet.
Now, yeah, a lot of people will. That's a little too obvious, though. You're not getting good odds. Gambling is all about the odds. Now,
Sure.
Really stressing that.
coming in at 1,000 to 1,
1,001.
Yo-Yo Ma makes an appearance at Beyonce Knowles Super Bowl halftime show.
I don't think that's. I
Yo-Yo
don't
Ma
see
is a
Beyonce.
cellist.
Yeah.
You say that,
She doing
but
an
I have a
acoustic set?
source in the Chinese government that tells me
Whoa.
that Yo-Yo Ma, while no longer a Chinese citizen,
Was Yo-Yo Ma ever a Chinese citizen?
I might check on that.
Hey, I would
Either
check
way,
on
my
that. Your
source is
might
from
not
the
be
Chinese
good.
He might be
government.
Taiwanese, right?
Yeah.
He's not mainland China.
Right.
There's some dispute over that. Regardless, my source tells me that Yo-Yo Ma and his cello, and a lot of people don't know this, Yo-Yo Ma beatboxes,
No.
will be making an appearance at the Super Bowl halftime show. More importantly, paying out 1,000 to 1.
Right, I got that.
Yeah,
So he's paying
$100 wins you 100 G's, Motown Philly.
That's not how odds
100
work,
G's.
Okay. All right.
What's next? What's more games? Do we have any more game stuff?
Okay. Louisiana
Right.
is where Archie Manning lived and where the Manning brothers grew up.
That's right. Yeah.
Football family. Peyton Manning. Eli Manning.
Denver Broncos.
A lot
New
of
York Giants.
people don't realize elder brother Cooper Manning was an all-statewide receiver in Louisiana before he had some sort of spinal thing
Yeah,
that he
spinal
didn't play after that.
stenosis.
There's
Yeah.
no such thing as just like a little spinal thing. When you say spinal, that means something terrible happened.
Here's the thing. Guy is raring to go. Much like Jim, I have a source inside
What?
the Manning family that
What?
tells me that Cooper is sick and tired of seeing his brothers get all the attention.
I don't doubt that.
Yeah.
Now, in the event that Joe Flacco lays a dud playing for the Baltimore Ravens,
That's the name of the team.
it is. And there's good chance, you got to admit, Joe Flacco has a tendency to lay duds.
Don't know who
Yeah,
that
but
is.
sometimes he comes back with the long ball.
Yeah, you say that. But if Joe Flacco goes in at halftime not playing well, Cooper Manning is going to fill in for Joe Flacco at quarterback for the Baltimore Orioles, currently paying out at 5,000 to 1.
That's because
is it-
he's got a spinal thing. It's a terrible bet.
And he's currently like a partner in an energy firm. What would he be doing?
An
playing
energy
football?
firm in Louisiana. He's going to be in the state. He's probably going to be at the game.
I would imagine so.
Either that
John
or he'll be playing
Harbaugh.
trumpet at a funeral, because that's all they do in Louisiana, right?
I'm telling you, Cooper coming in at quarterback for the Ravens at halftime if Flacco fails.
And what is this one paying out?
5,000 to 1. Those are stupendous
That means if
odds.
you put $1 on it, you get
Whoa, easy,
$5,000.
Philly, Motown Philly.
It's just very
Motown,
frustrating.
are you
to
making
hear-
fun of me?
Yes, these are terrible bets.
I think I could use a burrito right now.
Well, are you kicking me out of my studio?
Whoa, hey guys. Well, hey, let's restore decorum here.
He just wants a free meal because he's bankrupt.
I wouldn't put that past him. But Shawn the Greek, we've had some ridiculous prop bets. I understand the odds. Really good if you put money on. But what about the game? Do you over under? Like a prop bet about passing yards or something like that.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
Like sometimes there's like, will there be a rushing touchdown? Will Kaepernick rush for more than 15 yards in one play?
Oh,
Are you interested in any of that?
boy,
What do
I guess you could bet on like the actual game if you wanted to. They are taking action on that.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't.
No shit, Sherlock. Of course they are.
Is this guy giving me grief? Is he giving me sass here?
No,
He
you're
is.
supposed
He's
to
the
be a
sports
gambling
outside.
I'm
expert.
connected up to wazoo. I knew Sinatra, asshole.
Yeah, well, I know your mother because I humped her last night.
Okie dokie.
Yeah.
It looks like it's on.
All right.
Shawn the Greek, it's been great having you. Right out
Odds
there, we'll
on
validate
me
your parking.
kicking Phil Ranta's ass.
Yeah, that's a 5,000 to 1 right
Even.
there.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Well, I will put money down on that.
Okay.
5,000 to 1, actually extremely good odds.
Yeah.
I'm
good
not,
value.
I'm
Good
not
value.
accepting any bets on this. It's an exhibition, not a competition.
All right.
Baltimore versus San Francisco.
The match we've all been waiting for.
That's right. So, there's infographics in the newspapers. We already set this up.
Yeah.
They do these things. So
We're going to decide which city wins.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So you guys can be the jury. I'll say so. Restaurants. Baltimore has Hard Rock Cafe, Baltimore.
Great.
San Francisco has Hard Rock Cafe, San Francisco.
Ooh,
Baltimore
that's a
is
close
clearly the
one.
winner.
Yeah, I'm going to
Amusement
have to go with
parks.
Baltimore.
Yeah.
Baltimore has Six Flags America.
Ooh.
San Francisco has Six Flags Discovery Kingdom.
Goes to
Whoa.
Baltimore again.
I'm actually going to say Discovery Kingdom.
No, hands down Baltimore.
Transportation. San Francisco has the Golden Gate Bridge.
Whoa.
Baltimore has some bridges too.
That's great. I love Bridges 2.
Did they not? They didn't name them though. I got to go Golden Gate
That's
Bridge
one
on that
sequel that I like. Bridges 2. I'm a fan.
Bays. San Francisco has San Francisco Bay. Baltimore has Chesapeake Bay.
Ooh,
I'm going to go with
Chesapeake.
Baltimore on that one.
Yeah.
Crime. San Francisco has Oakland. Baltimore has Baltimore.
But Baltimore was where the wire was
Yeah,
shot.
Baltimore wins on crime.
WMDs, red tops, WMDs.
Bodymore.
We're getting there.
Murderland.
Literature. Baltimore has Francis Scott Key, who wrote the Star-Spangled Banner during the Battle of
hey.
Baltimore. San Francisco has the Grateful Dead, Jefferson Airplane, and Journey, all hippies who hated America.
Ooh, Baltimore hands
Especially
down.
Journey.
Yeah. They stopped believing in
Wait,
America.
Journey's from San Francisco?
Absolutely.
Learn
Yeah.
something every day.
Well, not the current lead singer of Journey because he's a
from the
little Asian
Philippines,
man.
yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Positives. San Francisco has picturesque beauty and diverse neighborhoods.
This
Where?
is true. I've been to San Francisco.
Baltimore has The Wire.
Yeah, there we go.
Wire wins. I have not been to Baltimore.
Snoop Daloop. Omar's coming.
Negatives. San Francisco has bad traffic, a high cost of living, and lots of homeless people.
Yeah.
That's all true too.
Baltimore has The Wire Season 2.
Oh,
Yeah.
And to be fair, lots of homeless people as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna
It's true.
go.
Like,
go with
I was trying to remember. Bubbles, that's his name. Bubbles was a homeless guy from
Bubs,
the Wires.
yes.
Yeah, Bub Rub.
Population. People from Baltimore are known as Baltimoreans.
Terrible name.
People
Yeah.
from San Francisco are known as elitist snobs.
Ah, even worse name. Got to go with
Gotta go with
Baltimore, on that
Baltimore
one.
and that one, yeah.
Yeah.
Architecture. Oh, that's to the point about elitist snobs here. Architecture. Baltimore has the Transamerica Tower.
Hey.
San Francisco has the Transamerica Pyramid. Ooh.
A pyramid?
Yeah.
In the middle of San Francisco?
I'm going with Baltimore.
Not space efficient.
And along the same lines, Baltimore has weather. San Francisco has weather.
Oh, I got to go with Baltimore on
Gotta
that
go
one,
with Baltimore, yeah.
Representing the now defunct claymation show MTV's Celebrity Deathmatch, which debuted during the Super Bowl as Celebrity Death Bowl.
too. I remember that.
Baltimore has Omar.
Omar's coming.
That's right. San
Omar
Francisco
wins.
has Dirty Harry.
Oh,
I pick
that's a
Omar
sure. I'm taking
every time.
Omar though.
Yeah. Because Omar killed the people who were killers. He killed killers.
Yeah.
Well, so
Dirty
did Dirty
Harry.
Harry. He
No,
killed a serial killer.
Yeah, I mean, it was bad guys. Like, oh, well, no, I guess.
Dirty
Omar's-
Harry just comes and goes. Omar had tactics.
Yeah.
Omar was smart. Dirty Harry just. I feel like Dirty Harry, if he were in Baltimore, would not have made it as long as he did. There would have
Yeah.
been like. There would have been one Dirty Harry movie, and it would have been like 30 minutes long.
Omar didn't need to, like, muse about how many bullets he shot and how many are left. Omar
Yeah.
knew.
Well, no, he used a shotgun. That's
right.
one, right?
Exactly.
2 shells.
One shot, one kill. That's
All
it.
right.
Omar's coming.
That was.
I think Baltimore won.
Yeah, Baltimore won hands down.
All right, look out, Niners. The Ravens are coming for you at the Superdome.
For you, the listeners of Sports Podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I personally recommend a wonderful book called The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Joel saw the movie. He said that it was okay. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Again, that's audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network for your free audiobook. And now it's time for another Weird Weird sports.
Let's
You
take
said
it
we have
down
a-
for a moment
A
here.
Yeah.
Super Bowl weird sport.
This is a Super Bowl weird sports. This week's weird sport, the Legends Football League,
Ooh.
also known as the Lingerie Football League.
I actually know this one.
Yeah.
I did not. Why is it the Legends Football
That was
League?
changed to the Legends Football League in 2013, trying to give a little legitimacy to the sport.
One time I was channel surfing through the channels, and they're like, like the teen channels, like the numbers of the teens, not the
Yeah.
CW, but the number, and I came across the Lingerie Football League, and I tuned in.
Mm-hmm.
Those girls in lingerie playing football.
Yeah. And now
Exactly as advertised.
they're not just players. Now they're legends. What? Yeah. They're going to, Homer's going to write a long poem about them.
An epic poem.
Yeah.
Those are heroes you're thinking of, not
yeah.
legends.
Well, they're kind of legends. All religion is kind of based on legends if you think about it. The Legends Football League, or the LFL, is a women's 7-on-7 tackle American football league created in 2009
They play tackle?
with games played in the fall and winter at NBA, NFL, NHL, and MLS arenas and stadiums.
Kind of like arena football,
Yeah.
Yeah.
from what I remember.
Except, unlike arena football, the league was founded by Mitch Mortaza. Mitch Mortaza, probably the sleaziest guy you'll ever meet. When he founded it, though, it was called the Lingerie Football League, and it was rebranded the Legends Football League this year, 2013.
Now, why would you rebrand when you have something? You tell me Lingerie Football League, I know what that is.
Right.
You tell me Legends Football League, I have no idea what that is.
Yeah.
I think they're trying to go legit. I think it's going to be one of those things where in 10 years from now, they want the women to be wearing clothes and, like, people to cheer for it, and then be like, in the early days, the women had to wear the bras and the panties.
So basically, we're going from models doing this
Yeah.
to, in 10 years, like, really butch, burly women.
That's what I'm hoping.
This sounds like
Oh,
a person
yeah.
who does not understand their business model.
I
At
can tell
all.
you one reason why I know that Mitch Mortaza knows what he's doing. Because he's based where the league administration offices are based, Las Vegas, Nevada. There's no sleaze in Vegas.
That's right.
Yeah.
Only legitimate sporting organizations.
So one day, Mitch
Mortaza.
Mortaza's at the sports book losing his shirt, and a cocktail waitress comes over and gives him his next drink, and she casually remarks that she's watching probably a Lions game.
Yeah.
I can play better than these guys.
And then he's like, maybe you should lose your shirt.
well, sure, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what she sounded like.
Yeah.
Sure, mister.
I'll take it off right now.
She's
Whoa,
like a
baby.
1930s gangster's girlfriend.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez, Bugsy. The concept, I mean, like all sports, they have humble beginnings, right?
I just explained it.
Yeah.
What the beginnings were.
Well, the actual humble beginning, the concept originated as a Super Bowl halftime alternative television special called the Lingerie Bowl, which was a pay-per-view event.
not unlike Celebrity Death Bowl.
Yeah, totally. I mean, it was like Puppy
Celebrity
Bowl.
Death Bowl
Puppy
is not
Bowl's the
pay-per-view,
same way.
though, was it?
No, it was not
No.
Paper Bowl.
This one was. But, I must have done reasonably well because they kept bringing it back.
Yeah.
The Puppy Bowl is actually during the game too. It's counter programming. It's not just during halftime.
I hate to say it, but most of the time,
Yeah.
not watching the Super Bowl, I'm watching the Puppy Bowl.
Here's the thing, though. A lot of those puppies have really severe brain damage now.
Yeah.
Like they're adult dogs, and it's not good.
They all
guys.
bit their families and
Yeah.
yeah. It's
Oh
very
God,
sad.
that's awful.
Yeah, it's very sad. The ladies of the Legends Football League are playing in a full contact style similar to other indoor football leagues, except uniforms consist of shoulder pads, elbow pads, knee pads, garters, bras, panties, and ice hockey style helmets with clear plastic visors in lieu of face masks. You know why? Because they got pretty little faces. You don't want to hurt them. No scratching the
I
eyes.
don't know. It kind of seems like the addition of the shoulder pads takes away some of the enjoyment of the lingerie element.
One thing that I've noticed about this football league, it's very heavy on the booty. The way that the uniforms are created is to hug the butt and to show clear division in the cheeks and have a lot of squatting.
Oh, okay.
Clear division in the cheeks. Well, the game itself has a lot of squatting. It's football.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of this is like they focus on the butt. So shoulder pads, that's to
The
take
shoulder
care of
pads
them.
are kind of, you know.
Again, I'm gonna reiterate what I say. It seems like they don't understand their business model, which is not to provide legitimate football. It's like, wouldn't they be better off with just having models playing touch football, but just being completely in lingerie?
The problem is what you're describing is like internet movies, and what they're doing is filling a stadium with people.
Yeah.
So, unfortunately, it's still socially unacceptable, well, at least frowned upon, to masturbate in a stadium.
Yeah, that's why I always bring the blankets in the stadiums. You bring the heavy blankets, you say, ooh, it's chilly, and then, nobody knows.
Right, but they're not working an adult movie theater.
Are you wondering why I have a blanket over my lap right now?
Oh, God damn it.
What?
Just because we're talking about lingerie?
Oh, I can all see the picture. I'm on the Wikipedia site. Yep, see, clear division of the cheeks. Jordan saw it.
Clear division of the cheeks.
There are no field goals. There are no punts. There is a kickoff to start the game in second half. A team must attempt to get the first down every fourth down. After a touchdown, a team can attempt a 1-point conversion from the 1-yard line or a 2-point conversion from the 3-yard line. No kicking. Because this is a man sport played by sexy ladies.
I strangely follow the logic of that,
I
Yeah.
do.
and I like it.
I like it too. I think it makes a lot of sense.
People have proposed this for actual football.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan, but
I'm okay with not clear division of the cheeks in actual football, though.
yes. I'm on board there.
Tailbone pad, very important.
Very.
Here's the thing, though, about lingerie, guys. You spend a lot of money on it, and it's on them for such a short time. It's never quite made sense to me.
Joel, you have not had enough lingerie experiences then, my friend.
I guess
it's
not.
unwrapping a gift.
And it's
but
repeat
it is,
use.
but
Yeah.
yeah, I guess not a lot of repeat use.
And it's mandatory in my household.
yeah, I know, Phil. The reason I'm wearing garters and a G-string right now, and I'm not particularly happy about it, nor have I ever
Joel, you're
been.
going to be a legend because of it. So buck up, buckaroo. The game consists of two 17-minute halves, separated by a 12-minute halftime. The
Which is just
halftime's
them
almost-
dancing, right?
Yeah, it's a lot of parading.
Is it really?
It's the halftime is definitely not a classy halftime. It's I mean the halftime is almost as long as a half. So
All right, ladies, let's take off those shoulder pads. Welcome to the field, Cinnamon. Cinnamon coming down to the field.
you know what? We're running out of time, so I'm going to cut straight to my favorite part, the team names. The team names. I'm going to do it like an announcer. From the Northeastern Division is the Baltimore Charm, the Cleveland Crush, the Philadelphia Passion, and in the Southeastern Division, the Atlanta Steam, the Omaha Heart, and the Jacksonville Breeze. From the Midwestern Division, the Chicago Bliss, the Green Bay Chill, and the Minnesota Valkyrie. From the Pacific Division, it's the Las Vegas Sin, the Los Angeles Temptation, and the Seattle Mist.
Missed?
Wow.
Do you want to hear the Canadian teams?
Oh.
The British Columbia Angels, the Regina Rage, the Saskatoon Sirens, and the Toronto Triumph.
There's a team in Saskatoon?
Do you want to hear the Australian teams?
And I believe
What?
Regina
The
is-
New South Wales Surge, the Queensland Brigade, the Victoria Maidens, and the Western Australian Angels.
I got no words. I got no words for this.
Do you want to hear the defunct teams?
Yes.
The Dallas Desire, the Denver Dream, the Miami Caliente, the New York Majesty, the Orlando Fantasy, and San Diego Seduction.
Ooh. You know, at first I wasn't into the lingerie team in San Diego, but over time, God, they just won me over.
And then they went defunct.
I know.
It's too bad. I'm really counting on the Saskatoon Sirens to have a good season this year.
Yep. Well, I heard Shawn the Greek, what little money he had left after his Super Bowl bets, he put it all in the Saskatoon Sirens. Was that it?
Just like they say in Passenger 57, you ever play roulette? Here's a tip. always bet on the Saskatoon Sirens.
That is correct.
And that brings us to an end of another Weird Sports!
Citizens of podcast land, this brings us to the close on the Sports
Sports!
podcast. Before we go, Phil would like to give you our contact information.
You can email us at sportspodcast@gmail.com. That's sportspodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at sports3podcast. That's at sports3 podcast. You can find us on Facebook by searching Sports Podcast, your little top bar thingy. You can find us on Stitcher Radio. Download the Stitcher app today at stitcher.com and search Sports Podcast. You can find us on iTunes. Search Sports 3 Space Podcast. That's Sports 3 Space Podcast. While you're there, why not leave us a comment and subscribe, huh? You can find us on YouTube by searching youtube.com/comedypodnet. That's youtube.com/comedypodnet. Or you can find all of our back episodes at comedypodcastnetwork.com.
Well, guys, we actually got through the rest of that without any of those GD funeral processions going by.
I know, right? No more of the...
Oh, God damn it. Will you please?
We're trying Grandma died.
We're trying to record.
It's a very odd tradition they have.
I'm dressed like a skeleton.
Fucking hate this city.
Show me your tits.
It's not even that time of year.
Weird tradition.
Fat Tuesday.
Lights off.
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.